Shalom, Yasharallah, giving all praise and glory to the Most High Power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His words be praised for everything. As always, I'm going to start off with Colossians 3 and 17, and whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all by Shama Mashiach Yahushua. Giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Shama Mashiach Yahushua. So we're nearing the last day of the Feast of Dedication, Feast of Lights, Hanukkah. Just firing up my menorah here. Hope you've been having a joyous time. It's a time of rejoicing, getting the victory over our enemies. All praise to the Most High. God. So it happens to be the new moon. So we're going to be going over the new moon tonight, going through scriptures pertaining to the new moon. So I hope you have your Bibles out, your pads, and you're able to take good notes. And like I said, the God of this world lied to you. And for real, like most people that go to church or they go to any kind of organization that they call religion or religious, they don't know anything about the new month. It's really the new month. They have turned it the new moon, but it's really the new month when our months start. That's what this is all about. So, as always, Colossians 3 and 17 says, whatsoever you do in word or deed, whatever you say, whatever you do, do all by Shalom Mashiach Yahushua, in the name of the Lord and Savior, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Him, which how we give thanks to the Most High is in the name of the Lord and Savior by Shalom Mashiach Yahushua. So all that we say and do is going to be in the name of the Lord and Savior. We give thanks to the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, who was Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those 12 tribes, that's what the Most High say the power of. You say the power of Israel in the Bible, that's what he's talking about, those 12 tribes. So we give all praise and glory to the Most High. You can't praise him enough. For real, for real. And that's another thing, that we have to look at and saying all praises, I don't know where that generated from, but it's not a good thing at all. It's for real. I mean, we have to really, look into the things that we do that offends the Most High. At least I think, or somebody could tell me that they don't have to, but as far as I'm concerned, we got to look into what it is that we do that'll be offensive to him. Or you have some other means to be able to say that it don't matter. If you offend him, like what I was saying, that the Most High know our spirit, but I say that you can't exalt him enough. Can you? There's only a limitation of the exaltation of the Most High. You serious? I don't think so. I think we have to go wholeheartedly in honoring him. For real, for real. Because we have been subject to how we believe in most people's interpretation. The Bible does no private interpretation, but we've been, believing the way someone has said, this is how you're supposed to believe. And like I say, I'm saying it sincerely, we as a people are a bunch of robots and robotees. We follow whatever somebody else, whatever was in. That's all we do. Followers. You don't examine it enough to be able to know whether it's right or wrong, or you wouldn't just be no robot T. Because y'all a bunch of robot T's and you following what it is that someone's saying without you even doing any analytical thinking, analyzing, why am I saying this? You spiritually discern. You got ADHD spiritually. I mean, take it or leave it. I'm calling it out. Y'all tell me I'm wrong. You know, I don't feel I'm wrong. Not from what I know, how disrespectful and how offensive we have been to the Most High from the garden all the way to now, to just eliminate him, period. Oh, yeah, I got a problem with that. That's real. What y'all think? Y'all think, you know, that's why the Most High said in Hosea 5:15, I'm going to go to my place till we acknowledge our offense and seek his face. That means he turned his face all the way away from us, man. What makes anybody think that he should be looking at us and we just eliminated him and leaving it open for whatever deity, whatever spirit that's out there that's not dealing with the Most High can just call on their deity, their idol. Come on, make that make sense. Talk to me. Ain't nobody commenting. Y'all do all that talking, but you ain't talking about that. You want to debate that? It's okay. It's all right to offend the Most High. Are you serious? He said, in our affliction, we're going to seek him early. So you're going to see a lot of affliction going down. The people ain't talking about him. How you going to thank the Most High when you don't eliminated him and giving him praise? You got to make that make sense to me. I've been waiting. It's like people, um, they have their own way of even saying that the Most High know who I'm talking about. What? The Most High, that's why you need to look at the lesson, whoever hearing this, on the tongue that I've done. I've done many lessons. You need to look at the lesson on the tongue. That's why I need to be sending out. Every idle word that we speak, we're going to give an account of on the judgment. And what we eliminate, we're going to give account too. You gotta help me with that one, because I don't see it. Somebody got to help me with that one, because I don't see how you can just eliminate the Most High and think you can just say all praises and don't even include him in the all praises. You better learn to say all praise to the Most High. Don't wait till he visits you. It's a Hebrews 10:31. Y'all know I call it all the time. It's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living power of the Most High. And you hearing this, and you still gonna do it? Oh, you got some spirits on you. Let's read Ecclesiastes, because I don't want to be too long. Like I said, it's the new moon, and I got to go out camp tomorrow. Ecclesiastes 43 and 29. Hear this clearly. You say the Most High is terrible. You hear that? That's why you're supposed to fear him. Say the Most High is terrible. Terrible means he's all love, right? All you Christianity people out there that say the Most High is just love, you say the Most High is terrible and very great and marvelous in his power. Listen closely. When ye glorify the Most High, like all praises to the Most High, exalt him as much as you can. Hear that? Do y'all hear that? He said, exalt him as much as you can. All praises to the Most High. For even yet will ye far exceed. Care how much you praise him, say, even yet shall you far exceed. And when ye exalt him, when you say all praise to the Most High, he said, put forth all your strength. Not no all praise to the Most High. He said, put forth all your strength. All praises to the Most High. You better scream it. You see what it said? And when ye exalt him, put forth all your strength and be not weary. Don't worry about it. Don't be weary. But you can never go far enough. You hear that? You can never go far enough. Woo! That's powerful, man. Who has seen him that he might tell us? Who has seen him that he might tell us? And who can magnify him as he is? There are yet hid greater things than these be. And what we can read about, at least what I've read about from Genesis all the way through the Bible to Revelation 22 and 21. It says, there are yet hid greater things than these be. But we have seen but a few of his works. So it behooves you, as it said, when you glorify the Most High, exalt him as much as you can. For even yet will ye far exceed. And when ye exalt him, put forth all your strength. You put more strength in talk about what you got to say in your worlds than you put in strength in exalting the Most High, y'all. And be not weary. That's what I said in 1 John 5 and 3. But it's the love of the Most High that we keep his commandments. The commandments are not grievous. He said, hey, be not weary. But you can never go far enough. Come on. I just want to bring that out because that's one of my pet peeves right now, you know. Because I love the Most High. I love myself, Yahushua, and I love my people, Yasharallah. And we got to look at what we've done and what we need to do to please the Most High. We can get out of here. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck in the same rut, you know, year in and year out. The same thing, the same position. Only the Most High going to bring forth righteousness on this earth. Who else? Name them. Name somebody that said that they know when the Most High going to bring righteousness on this earth. That's why it behooves you to tap into him. You ain't pleased with Mashiach Yahushua, you ain't tapping into him. You say you exalt the Most High with all your strength, man. That's real talk. So we're going to go look at, like I said, we're going to go over the new moon, go over a few scriptures tonight, since we have the ability to be able to go into the Bible and read. Go to 1 Ezra 5. 1 Ezra, the 5th chapter, showing that we were, and like I said, this is something that the God of this world has blinded the minds, them that are lost. And I got to go there. Go there first. 2 Corinthians 4th chapter, verse 3 and 4. Because this is basically what these lessons are geared upon. And you know good and well, until you came into the truth, you wasn't celebrating no new moons or none of that. You ain't know nothing about that. New month, I'll say the new month, because this really should be the new month. But they put moon on there, you know what I mean? Because it's calculated by the moon, but it should be the new month. That's what it says in Hebrew. So now it says 2 Corinthians 4:3. It says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of a Mashiach Yahushua, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them, who came in the name of the Most High. He's the image of the Most High. I mean, that's why he said in St. John 10 and 20 and 30, I and my Father are one, meaning they agree. He's doing what the Most High is telling him to do. He's obedient. He didn't sin. And he's saying what the Most High tells him to say. That's why he's called the Word of the Most High. So if the gospel is here, it's here to them that are lost, those that are in darkness, ignorance, not knowing, you know, in whom the God of this world, there's somebody that's over this world. The power of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not. And we definitely were blinded in slavery. Tell me what? Diabolical plan to have us not call on the Most High. That's what I'm looking at right now, is what kind of spirit that came down on this earth and lied to the prophets of the Most High, the people of the Most High, to have you not even exalt the Most High. Now you bringing in your praises. Praise to who? You know, it's too late. When you say all praises, then you say all praise to the Most High after that. Come on. You to open up the gateway, them portals for all the demons to be able to say, yeah, praise my power. Come on, man. That's lost. And like I say, nobody that's dealing with these religions are dealing with what the Most High set up. That's why we're looking at, and that's the new month. You remember say the new month, which we is calculated by the moon. So now, First Ezra 5 and 51. Also, they held the Feast of Tabernacles. That's when we was in tents for 7 days, as it's commanded in the law. You read that in Leviticus 23rd chapter. That's the holy convocations that the God of this world done lied to you that you don't know anything about, they don't know anything about. Right? I mean, it is what it is. Well, let me turn on my other social media conference call. Select it. So I already started. People already in there. Okay. Okay, Salakia. So we're in First Ezra, the 5th chapter, verse 51, and it reads, we looking at the new month. They say also they held the Feast of Tabernacles, as is commanded in the law. Like I said, Leviticus 23rd chapter shows you the holy convocations of the Most High, and offer sacrifices daily, as was meet, as was right. You know, we sacrifice daily, right, to the Most High. And all they that had made any vow to the Most High began to offer sacrifices to the Most High from the first day of the 7th month, although the temple of the Most High was not yet built. See, and excuse me, let me finish I didn't finish 52. Salakia. And after that, the continual oblations and the sacrifice of the Sabbath and of the new moons. You see there go the new moons right there. So we'll sacrifice on the Sabbath days and of the new moons and of all holy feasts that I told you can find out. The holy convocations are in Leviticus 23rd chapter. They're the convocations, holy convocations of the Most High that he gave to we the Israelites. You see? And it says, and all they that had made any vow to the Most High began to offer sacrifices to the Most High from the first day of the seventh month, which is what day? First day of the seventh month represent what? The new moon, the new month, and the Feast of Trumpets. First day of the seventh month, which is the new moon, although the temple of the Most High was not yet built. See, so we still was operating in the spirit and sacrificing for the atonement of our sins and for peace offerings and the things that we had sacrificed for, like the new moons and the holy days. We still was doing that without a temple. Like we're the temple of the Most High now. Okay, Second Ezra, the first chapter, verse 31. Second Ezra, the first chapter, verse 31. Because so we're just gonna go over scriptures pertaining to the new month. Second Ezra 1 and 31. When you offer unto me, I will turn my face from you. Look what he said, man. Mosiah said, look, I want to go up from here. Go to verse 24. That's why I say this is important to look at when you read the Bible, and at least I read it, and I'll be like, man, Mosiah, he kind of angry with us. He kind of like, we did him wrong. But we think we are that. We always think we are that. We ain't all that. In his eyes, look. Let's start verse 22. Let's read it out. Second is 122. Thus said the Almighty Most High. He said, when ye were in the wilderness, that's us, the 12 tribes of Israel, in the river of the Amorites, being the thirst and blaspheme my name. Hear this? Show me some love that we had for him in the wilderness. He done got us out of captivity under these thing on Hamites. Brought us in the wilderness. That's why he made us roam around the wilderness for 40 years till every last one of the adults was killed except for Joshua and Caleb. He let the children go into the promised land of Canaan. Man, look, I gave not, we blaspheme his name, he said. He said, Mosiah said, verse 23, I gave you not the fire for your blasphemies, but cast the tree in the water and made the river sweet. This is our power, man. At least it's my power. I don't know about yours, but he's my power. He said, what shall I do unto thee, O Jacob? He said, what am I? We blaspheme his name, man. He said, what should I do unto you, O Jacob, thou Judah? Would it not obey me? I will turn me to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, that they may keep my statutes. The other tribes, man. Seeing ye have forsaken me. Hear this? Seeing we forsook the Most High, making me something different. I will forsake you also. So he not gonna forsake us. And we done forsook him to the point where we can't even call on him. We can't even praise his name. And we looking for him to send a Mashiach Yahushua to come set righteousness on this earth. That's how much we done digressed. Come on, think about it. Seeing ye have forsaken me. Ain't nobody talking about they justifying it. You're doing it, you got to justify it. Give me a breakdown on all praises or APTGMH, man. Seeing ye have forsaken me, I will forsake you also. Y'all follow, y'all be a bunch of robots and roboties you want to. Seeing ye have forsaken me and allowed all these demons to be called upon, praised, I will forsake you also. When ye desire me to be gracious unto you, when you desire to get something you don't deserve, I shall have no mercy upon you. I'm going to give you exactly what you deserve, he said. Woo. Whensoever ye shall call upon me, when you call upon me, he said, I will not hear you. That's serious. Praying, praying, praying. Hear people praying, praying, praying. He said, when you call upon me, I will not hear you. You think this is not serious? But ye have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift to commit manslaughter. And if you hate your brother, you ain't nothing but a murderer, he said. He said, ye have not as it were forsaken me. Check out the Most High. He said, you ain't just forsaken me. You think you just forsaken me, but your own self, said the Most High. Said, you ain't forsaken me, you forsake your own self. Who said it? Said the Most High. He said, thus say the Almighty Power, have I not prayed you as a father his sons, as a mother her daughters, and a nurse her young babes, that ye would be my people, and I should be your power, that ye would be my children, and I should be your father? I gathered you together as a hen gathers her chickens, wow, under her wings. But now, what shall I do unto you? I will cast you out from my face. Ooh. That's why when I went over Hosea 5 and 15, y'all understand, y'all just bear with me because there's so much that I look at and he's showing me when I ask for guidance that I'm looking like, after that, then we just pretty much turn into this. I ain't even gotta praise him no more. It makes no sense to me. That's why I call y'all a bunch of robots and robotees. And spiritually discerned. And you got ADHD spiritually. Most High is a spirit. And yet a worship must worship him how? In spirit, can't get past that. That's spiritual. And in truth, you ain't rolling with the Most High. He said when you exalt him, do it with all your strength. Not take him away from the equation at all. Oh, man, come on, man. This is what he said. I gathered you together as a hen, just verse 30, gather her chickens under her wings. But now, what shall I do unto you? I will cast you out from my face. That's why I said in Hosea 5:15, so I'm going to go to my place till we acknowledge our offense and seek his face. And y'all understand the heathen know that we were in captivity for our iniquity. So what you think? They're going to show you the right way? No, they're going to continue to have you go the wrong way, do the things that they can do to have you calling on another God, calling another power, taking the Most High out of your equation. He don't even matter, and justify it. I don't understand. I don't understand. You send me a breakdown. Y'all know where it came from, whoever did it. You send me a breakdown. But we don't have, you can exclude what we reading. And the Most High gonna love us for eliminating him and allow anybody to call on anything that they want to call on from that point. This is what he say. I'm just bringing that out because the Spirit have me bringing it out, and I'm bringing it out over and over and over again. Because Most High speak once, say twice, man perceive it not. And he told Ezekiel, "Go tell my people Israel, this, that, the third, whatever, from the Most High." He said they gonna listen to you because they gonna listen to me. Think about it. That's why he's saying what he's saying. He said, verse 30 again, I gathered you together as a hen gathers her chickens under her wings for protection. But now, what shall I do unto you? I will cast you out from my face. So make the Most High face turn to us without exalting him. His name is jealous. He said, I'm going to melt you. Ain't nobody bring that out. I bring it out because I want you to know how serious this is. He said, when you offer unto me I will turn my face from you. You hear that? Do y'all hear that? He said, when you offer unto me, you're going to pray. You doing all this praying and all this stuff. I will turn my face from you. For your solemn feast days, your new moons, the new months like we in right now, and your circumcisions have I forsaken. Because of what we doing in offending him. Listen, not only that, he said, I sent unto you my servants, the prophets, the Israelite prophets, whom ye have taken and slain. Wicked Israelite killed the prophets. Not only that, and torn their bodies in pieces. It wasn't enough them killing us. They tore our bodies to pieces, whose blood I will require of your hands, said the Most High. That what the Most High said. Because their blood is crying to the Most High, asking, when you going to revenge the blood on us that are on this earth, the people that are on this earth, man. We're going to look at Baruch. Go to the prophet Baruch, the 6th chapter. All this deal with gods, idols and stuff that we were dealing with. As it was then, it is now. It's worse now than it ever been. Why the Most High got to shorten the days. There will be no flesh left, he said. Baruch, the 6th chapter, and let's just look at, let's talk about idols. It says, verse 67, I'm going to get right to the point. It says, neither can they show signs in the heavens among the heathen. So we follow the way of the heathen. And all the gods of the nations are idols. But the Most High made the heavens. So we talk about in verse 60, like he say, for sun, moon, and stars being bright and sent to do their offices are obedient. They're going to obey what the Most High made them to do. But here we are, we don't. Listen, verse 67, neither can they show signs in the heavens among the heathen, nor shine as the sun, nor give light as the moon. They can't do none of that. The beasts are better than they. You understand? Say the beasts, you know, cows and dogs and cats, whatever. Beasts are better than they. Well, they can get under a covert. They know how to get under the cover, protect themselves, and help themselves, you know. It's raining, they ought to go into something and protect themselves being just rained on. It says, and help themselves. It says, it is then by no means manifest unto us that they are gods. None of these idols that the nations have set forth. Therefore, fear them not. Why you got to tell us don't fear them? Because we're so superstitious. You know how we are. We will fear these other gods, so forth. Just like they got Christmas coming up. It has nothing to do with a Mashiach Yahushua birth and all that. He was born on the Passover, around the Passover time. For as a scarecrow in a garden of cucumbers keepeth nothing, so are their gods of wood, and laid over with silver and gold. And likewise their gods of wood, and whitehorn in an orchard that every bird sitteth upon, as also to a dead body that is cast into the dark. And you shall know them to be no gods, no idols, by the bright purple that rotteth upon them, and they themselves afterward shall be eaten, and shall be a reproach in the country. Better, therefore, is the just man, the righteous man, that's following the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, got faith in the Most High, that have none idols. Hear that? Better, therefore, is the just man that has none idols, don't have no idols. For he shall be far from reproach. You hear that? But if you following all these ways of the heathen, then you will get caught up in when Jacob's trouble coming around. And it's gonna be sad because it's gonna be so many people looking for help, and the most I'm gonna be mocking and laughing at him. He the one that really took, you know, himself and the Mashiach of Messiah and the angels away, the righteous angels away from him, to allow Satan to have him. Straight up. Y'all can look at it any way you want to. That's what he said. So all praise to the Most High that we have some that hear and gonna adhere and gonna change. They're gonna care about him enough to change. You gotta love him enough to change. I know that. You can't say you love him. You're praying to someone that you offending. Think about it. You steady, you steady, you steady neglecting someone that want to be exalted in your life, and you got to go to them all the time to ask for something for your life. They sustain your life, but you disrespectful to them all the time. But you got to go to that same person that you disrespectful to continually and ask them for whatever it is that you got to live and survive to help you survive in this life. Think about that. I don't think y'all think enough. You know, I'm a little analytical thinker. I'm thinking, man. It's like that's how you gotta look at it, man. Numbers the 10th chapter, the 10th verse. Numbers 10 and 10. It says, also in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days, and in the beginnings of your months, which the beginning of the months is today, our first day of the month, ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings. That's what we did. We blew the trumpets over our burnt offerings, over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your power, the Most High power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am the Most High, your power. You see? So now, since we not sacrificing animals, we have to be that ultimate sacrifice. Our bodies have to be a sacrifice. Mashiach Messiah was the ultimate sacrifice as an example. So now we have to be what it tells us in Romans 12 and 1. So I beseech you therefore, brethren, speaking of who? Children of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel. That's his brethren. Reason why I say that, because Romans 11 and 1. I say then, who was his brethren? I say then, had the Most High cast away his people? Most High forbid. For I also am an Israelite. Paul says he's an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. The Most High had not cast away his people, you see, which he foreknew, that he knew in the past. Here we are now, back again. It says, Romans 12 and 1, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. So we know for our bodies to be holy, it tells you what holy is in Romans 7 and 12. That's why it's very good to know, it's a great thing to know the New Testament and defining words. And because a lot of people that call themselves Christian sanity or Christians, they don't know the New Testament. They don't know these scriptures. They know a few scriptures, but they don't really understand how all this goes back to the law and the prophets, because that's all they read was the law and the prophets. That's all they had. Tell me, Mashiach Messiah had anything other than that? They believe in them, but they say don't believe in you in the Old Testament. What do you have to go by? When he came on the earth, when he went to the temple, what did he read? Revelations? Talk to me. Christian insanity people. That's why I call y'all insane, because you don't understand simple things. Real simple. The simplicity of a Mashiach Yahushua. He went into the temple and read from the Old Testament, the law and the prophets. He never, dismissed the law and the prophets, period. But they don't want to deal with that. That's why, how you be holy? Romans 7 and 12. Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy. See, this defines holy. Wherefore the law is holy. That's right. You holy? Yeah, I'm holy, you know, especially people go to church, hey, holy now, holy and what they say, holy and highly favored. You know, it said, well, for the law that the Most High wrote with his finger from Genesis to Deuteronomy, at the end of Deuteronomy, that's the laws. Wherefore the law is holy and the commandment holy and just and good. See? So it behooves you, as he's saying in Romans 12 and 1, I beseech you therefore, brethren, that have to be an Israelite, because he's an Israelite, by the mercies of the Most High. The Most High said he's going to have mercy on Jacob. Isaiah 14 and 1. He never said he's going to have mercy on anyone else. That you present your bodies a living sacrifice. We got to present our bodies a living sacrifice. A sacrifice is giving up something that you don't want to give up. You want to do this? No, you don't do it. Like when the Sabbath come in, we cut off everything, you know, and we be in this word for the Most High's holy day. That our body be a living sacrifice, holy, meaning you keeping the laws and the commandments of the Most High, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. It's your reasonable service, he said. And he also say, and be not conformed to this world. I see a lot of Israelites, they too conform to this world. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. The first thing I think in renewing of your mind is change. What do you think that means? Renewing of your mind, you got to change the way you think. What'd you say? I mean, renewing of your mind, because we've been brain polluted. Our brain's been polluted. Like I said, we got ADHD spiritually. Bunch of robots and robot T's following this and following that. Don't even ask no questions. Just, and it's sad because I see renowned men that's so intelligent, but spiritually just following suit what somebody made up. And y'all heard, go back to the beginning of this lesson, what the Most High was saying about us. That's why he said, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. So you mean it's okay just to say what they're saying and put his name and initials after you done typed out 50, 11 paragraphs what you got to say, or you done talked all this thing, these APTTMH. Got the nerve to put TMH. Yeah, I'm going to wear it out. That's why a lot of people don't want to hear it, because they don't want to change. They don't tell me what to do. That's our people. But somebody going to hear and change. And most likely, like he said, he going to visit you. I'm warning you. Don't wait till he visits you. It's too late. When he start mocking and laughing at you and start dealing with you, then it's too late. Like my I said, man, y'all don't understand. I don't think people understand who I'm talking about. I mean, I'd rather be in his hand. He's showing me love. he said in St. John 10 and 29, St. John 10, 29, he said, my Father, this is much I was saying, telling you about the Most High, which gave them me, is greater than all. He said, and no man is able, you can't call on no man. Y'all looking for a man to help you, say, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. You hear that? Say, ain't nobody gonna be able to pluck you out of the Most High's hand once he got you. That's why it's so important. We can't, man, we better consider this wholeheartedly, because y'all better learn to fear the Most High. Psalms 81st chapter. No, Colossians 2 and 16. I'll go there first. Colossians 2:16, because it's a lot of people that especially the church people, they'll use this scripture, or even some Israelites have used this on me. You know what I mean? They're not doing it. They're not following the new moon. They're not keeping the new moon. but they'll use this thinking that it applies to them, and they're not doing it. Now we could say it pertaining to us actually doing and operating under the new month in Colossians 2:16. And once I read it, you'll see what I'm saying. It say, "Let no man therefore judge you in meat, what you eat, or in drink, what you drink, or in respect of a holy day, right? Or of the new moon, or of the Sabbath days, right?" So they use this to say that you can't judge me because, and they're not doing it. Now, my perspective of it is you you try and judge me for doing it. That's why it's saying, "Let no man therefore judge you in meat." We're eating the right clean meats, no pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, and all the different things. That's abomination. We're not eating those things, right? Catfish and so forth, everything to eat feces, we're not eating those things. So don't let anybody judge us in meats or in drink. What we can drink that's righteous according to the laws of the Most High, or in respect of an holy day. Now, how is somebody that dealing with religion dealing with this? Because they're not dealing with the Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, you know, uh, Pentecost, Day of Pentecost, or um, the trumpets, or a Day of Atonement, tabernacles. They're not dealing with none of that. Or you need the 4 days, holy days that we say we're going to honor for getting the victory over our enemies. The church is not doing that. So how can they fit into this? But they'll use this against us, like, don't judge me for this. They're not doing it. It's for us that's doing it. Don't let everybody judge you for doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's right, which is what? Your reasonable service. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of an holy day. Or like they get ready to celebrate Christmas, you know. But are they following what it is? We having a good time tonight, this joyous time that we have for the new moon. They're not dealing with that. They dealing with whatever they do out there partying or whatever they're doing on the Most High Sabbath day, like they've been doing. Ain't no change, right? And they're gonna party tonight, tomorrow, and then they're gonna go to church on the first day, representing Nimrod. Come on. The sun god. Get out of here, man. It says, let nobody judge us in doing what we're supposed to be doing on a holy day or on the new moon, which is the new month, the first day of the month, or of the Sabbath days that we honor. You see? We're not supposed to allow nobody to, judge us on that. And some people, they compromise. There ain't no compromise in this truth, y'all. You're gonna be like, that go in the book. I'll compromise. Well, they don't believe it this way, so I gotta go the way they believe. I ain't gotta go nowhere. I ain't gotta go nowhere where somebody don't believe what it is that I believe in and dealing with this truth. Point blank. Ain't no compromise. Most High compromise. You heard what he just said about us. He said, turn his face away from us. You turn his face away from you. You have no respect to persons, man. People have respect to persons. You can't have no respect to persons. Most I ain't got no respect to persons. And we in Colossians, go to Colossians 3:25. But he that do it wrong shall receive for the wrong which he had done. And there is no respect of persons. You gonna make the Most High give them respect when they doing wrong, and they wrong. You got to compromise to deal with what they doing. Go down to their level. I ain't going down to nobody's. I ain't going backwards because they say this and they believe this way. I got to go in there and act like no. Whatever it is that is concerning this truth that we agree on, that I know we agree on, I can deal with that because it's gonna be the truth. I ain't compromise with nobody. I don't care. They invite me somewhere, I'm gonna be, and wherever I go, I bring out what it is you hearing, and people accept it because I believe what I believe wholeheartedly. I'm not dealing with this. Okay, I'm this way now that I'm an Israelite. I'm talking to y'all one way, then I go amongst the people in the church or people wherever in university, wherever I go, I'm gonna change. Isn't that a hypocrite? No, they need to know what you know. The truth ain't nothing more powerful than the truth, y'all. You gotta understand this. That's why you can't bring that to me. I don't want to hear it. And I've been there, done that, and know how that goes, man. Fearful thing upon the hand of living power. When you say, hey, you give the opportunity to grab somebody, if it's one person, could be one person, two people. They, wow, I've never heard that before. Take advantage of the opportunity. Observe the opportunity. That's all I'm saying. Psalms 81st chapter, the first verse. Like when we go out street teaching, we don't know the people. They always believe a different way. If they don't know the truth. So you got a strategy. Most High is a man of war. You have strategies. How I'm gonna get them to see this or see that or whatever. What do you got to lose? I mean, most of the time we by ourselves anyway. We all alone. We just meet people and deal with them, whatever. They either go here, they not go for there. You know what I mean? So what you got to lose? You only can gain. All I can do is I know I'm gonna gain something by going out there tomorrow, meeting whoever I'm gonna meet, whatever I'm gonna deal with, whatever, and bring forth this truth. That somebody can hear this truth tonight, tomorrow, whenever. Tomorrow night we also have the closing of the Feast of Dedication, Feast of Lights, Hanukkah. So that'll be probably 8 o'clock tomorrow Pacific time at the latest between 7 and 8. Most High Roger Zawan, Most High will. So we go into Psalm 81st chapter. That's tomorrow night. And we'll tune in to the street teaching tomorrow. It might be on a little earlier than 1:30. Depends on what time I can get out there. So Psalms 81st chapter, verse 1. All praise to the Most High. Sing aloud unto the Most High our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the Most High power of Jacob. And Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Y'all should know them 12 tribes. If you're part of Israel, y'all should know them 12 tribes, man. Everybody is not of those 12 tribes. Most I say he the power of Israel, for a short version of those 12 tribes I just named. That's what we say the power of. Anybody else, he's got their power. And it's very easy. What tribe are you? They don't know. Come on. Sing aloud unto the Most High, our strength. Hear that? Our is a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership of the Israelites. Make a joyful noise unto the Most High power of Jacob. Jacob, if they're not of Jacob, come on. Are they Israelite? No. Are they the Most High's people? No. Do the Most High love them? No. He said, Jacob have I loved. Romans 9:13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved. Say, take a psalm and bring thither and timbrel and the pleasant harp with the psaltery. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, the new month, the first day of the month. The new moon is the first day of the month, our month. Now, it has nothing to do with Esau. We dealing with it how we observe it through the moon. It says, blow up the trumpet in the new moon, the new month, in the time appointed, in our solemn feast day. It's a feast day. But this was a statute for Israel. How come I say it's a statute for all the nations of the world? No. He says this was a statute for we, the Israelites. This was a statute. This is Psalms 81:4. But this was a statute for Israel and a law of the Most High power of Jacob. This he ordained in Joseph. Remember, Joseph was in Egypt before we even came there as the 12 tribes of Israel. This he ordained in Joseph for a testimony. When he went out through the land of Egypt, where I heard a language that I understood not. You see, most I don't care about the Egyptians. I mean, he said he heard a language that he understood not. That's what he's saying. That's why we got to look at this. Go to St. John. You believe in the Mashiach Yahushua, what do you say? St. John 14:15. St. John 14:15. He said, if you love me, you say you love your Jesus. He said what? If you love me, that's the name you call him, keep my commandments. He said, keep my commandments. The commandments are the laws. Proverbs 3:1. Proves that. Proverbs 3:1. Proverbs 3:1. Proves that commandments and laws are the same. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart, your mind, keep my commandments. See? Baruch 4:1. Same thing. Baruch in the Apocrypha, Baruch 4:1. The commandments are the laws. The laws are the commandments. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High and the law that endure how long? Forever. All they that keep it shall come to life. That's everlasting life. You want everlasting life, you better keep the commandments. Better not be listening to these folks. I'll be preachers telling you ain't got to keep the laws and the commandments of the Most High. You want everlasting life, say all that keep the commandments and the laws of the Most High shall come to life. But such as leave it shall die. You're going to die. He said, come on. So now that we established that, go to 2 John. You know, the books of John are spiritual. 2 John, let's go add a little different thing, twist to it this time with verses. Look at verse 5 and 6. 2 John 5 and 6. And now I beseech thee, lady, not as though I wrote a new commandment unto thee, but that which we had from the beginning, that we love one another. Always got to tell us to love each other. We got to love one another, right? And this is love. This is love, that we walk after his commandments. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. That's love. This is love, that we walk after his commandments. And this is love, y'all, for understanding that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment that, as ye have heard from the beginning, you should walk in it. Over and over again, tell us the same thing, right? Luke 6:46. Luke 6 and 46. Luke 6:46. And why call ye me, or Mashiach said, or Mashiach, and do not the things which I say? He said, you love me, keep my commandments. Now, well, what do you want? Everlasting life. I want everlasting life. I want to live forever. I want everlasting life. I want the Most High to bless me with everlasting life. I want to live forever. Matthew 19 and 16. Remember, he made this a law when he went through Egypt, when Joseph was there, and we was there in Egypt. Well, he heard a language he understood not, but he made it a law, the new month. Every first day of the month is a law that we're supposed to keep. And behold, one came and said unto him, good master, what good thing shall I do? Talking to a Mashiach Yahushai. And Salakia was saying M-A-S-T-E-R because that's still representing B-A-A-L. You know, I'm working on it. And we all got to work on it. Well, I say Salakia Mosai about so much. What good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, this is Mashiach Yahushai. Why calleth thou me good? And he done more miracles all the books of the world couldn't contain. But he still said, why call thee me good? That's him. That's humility. There was none good but one who we get a glory to. That is the Most High. Y'all better learn to praise the Most High. You see what he said? He said, don't call me good. There's only one good. That's the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into life, you want to enter into everlasting life, what do he say? Keep the commandments. Point blank. Keep the commandments. Understand this. First Samuel's 20. First Samuel's 20. The 20th chapter. Verse 24. First Samuel 20 and 24. So David hid himself in the field. And when the new moon was come, the new month was come, like we honoring tonight, the king sat him down to eat meat. And the king sat upon his seat, as at other times. This is the new month. It's a feast day, even upon a seat by the wall. And Jonathan arose, and Abner sat by Saul's side, and David's place was empty because David was not there. Nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought something has befallen him. He is not clean. He's unclean. Like you unclean, not supposed to be dealing with the feast days, even the new moon, the new month. He is unclean. Surely he is not clean. See? He said, and it came to pass on the morrow, which was the second day of the month, that David's place was empty. And Saul said unto Jonathan his son, wherefore cometh not the son of Jesse? Talking about King David. He was not king at this time because Saul is the king, our first king. But he is the son of David. To me, why ain't come to eat dinner? Neither yesterday nor today. Now, the second day is not a holy day. But at the same time, this is a holy day, the first day of the month, right? The new month. He wasn't there for the big feast day. The next day, they're going to eat anyway. You know, they're going to come together and eat like every other day. He's not there then. And Jonathan answered Saul, David earnestly asked leave of me to go to Bethlehem. And he said, let me go. I pray thee, for our family hath a sacrifice in the city, and my brother, he hath commanded me to be there. And now, if I have found favor in thine eyes, let me get away, I pray thee, and see my brethren. Therefore he cometh not unto the king's table. See? Then Saul's anger was kindled against Jonathan, and he said unto him, thou son of a perverse, rebellious woman, because he let him go. Just because he let David go to be with his family. Now he's talking about his mama. Thou son of the perverse, rebellious woman. Do not I know that thou hast chosen the son of Jesse to thine own confusion and unto the confusion of thy mother's nakedness? Wow. Wow. For as long as the son of Jesse, talking about David, liveth upon the ground, thou shalt not be established, nor thy kingdom. Wherefore now send and fetch him unto me, for he shall surely die. Man, is that cold? That's cold. Jonathan and David was close friends. They were real close friends. But he said, hey, go get him. I'm going to kill him. You want to kill him. That's some strong hatred, y'all. That's some strong hatred. John 14:21. St. John 14:21. And shalom, everyone into the room. Welcome. We're looking at the new month. John 14:21. He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me. You see that? So how do these Christian Saturday people claim to love Mashiach Yahushua, and they say we not under the law? We ain't under the commandments. You got moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, and ceremonial laws that we operate in observe this day. Yeah, they say they don't have to do it. All they got to do is have faith in whoever they say Jesus would say is irrelevant how he looked. Come on, man. That's some real darkness, some real ignorance, isn't it? It matter how you look. Let somebody tell me that in my face. It don't matter how he look. When I start talking about them, I'll make them mad. They can't get angry, can they? Because it don't matter how they look. It don't matter how he looked. He came in the flesh, therefore he had to have an appearance. And his appearance is in the Bible. And we describe it by the scriptures. They say it don't matter. They already said. And I heard them say out of their mouth, the way he looked is irrelevant. Just long as, his blood was shed for me, that's arrogant as ever, man. And they ain't even Israel. Make that make sense, man. And our people follow suit with them. That's why he said, John 14:21, he that have my commandments and keepeth them, that means you doing the commandments. He it is that loveth me. Oh, he said, you love me, keep my commandments. He just said that in verse 15. He that have my commandments and doeth them, keepeth them, doing the commandments, keeping the laws of the Most High. He it is that loveth me. That's how you show you love him. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him and will manifest myself to him. So why people ain't dealing with the Mashiach, and they definitely ain't dealing with the Most High. And I'm feeling bad because, we as the Israelites and departing from the Most High don't hardly talk about them. And then we denounce to all praises. Come on, make that make sense, y'all. Go back to the beginning of this lesson and listen to what the Most High said. Or look at my lesson on Hosea 5:15. And when I got to till we acknowledge our offense and stay there and look at that. Examine that. For all you that think you can just follow suit with what everybody's doing, and it's okay. It's not okay, y'all. 2 Kings, the 4th chapter. We're going to look at verse 43. No, I need 23. Salakia. And he said, wherefore wilt thou go to him today? He said, wherefore will you go to him today? It is neither new moon, the new month, nor Sabbath. And she said, it shall be well. Then she saddled an ass and said to her servant, drive and go forward. Slack not thy riding for me, except I bid thee. Because her husband didn't want to help King David and his men. So she said, she tried to bring a peace offering, a gift. So she went and came unto the man of the Most High to Mount Carmel, and there came, no, this is, Salaki, this is another story. Oh, this is about Gehazi. Oh, Salaki, I got the wrong story in mind. Oh, okay. This is when they're looking for Elisha. Let's go up a little bit so we can get this just to what the story is. I messed it all up. I was on another story altogether. Salakia. It says in verse 14, and he said, what then is to be done for her? And Gehazi answered, verily she hath no child, and her husband is old. And he said, call her. And when he had called her, she stood in the door, and he said, after this season, according to the time of life, thou shalt embrace a son. You're going to have a son. And she said, nay, no, my power. Thou man of the Most High, do not lie unto thine handmaid. Why are you lying to me? And the woman conceived. She got pregnant and bare a son at that season that Elisha had said unto her, according to the time of life, right? And when the child was grown, it fell on a day that he went out to his father to the reapers. He went out, to try and help his father harvest the crops. And he said to his father, my head, my head. He had, like he said, with a stroke. And he said to a lad, carry him to his mother. Carry him to his mother. My head, carry him to his mother. And when he had taken him and brought him to his mother, he sat on her knees till noon and then died. So with his head like that, it's my head, he probably had a stroke. And she went up and laid him on the bed of the man of the Most High, and shut the door upon him, and went out. And she called upon her husband and said, send me, I pray thee, one of the young men and one of the asses, that I may run to the man of the Most High and come again. And he said, where wilt thou go today? It is neither new moon, which is a new month, nor Sabbath, it's not the Sabbath day, or the Sabbath are the holy days also, they're Sabbaths. And she said, it shall be well. Then she saddled an ass and said to her servant, drive and go forward. Slack not thy riding for me, except I bid thee. Ride as fast as you can. So she went and came unto the man of the Most High to Mount Carmel. And it came to pass, when the man of the Most High saw her afar off, that he said to Gehazi his servant, behold, yonder is the Shunammite. Run now, I pray thee, to meet her, and say unto her, is it well with thee? Everything all right? Is it well with thy husband? With thy man? Thy groom? Husband is another word for Salaki Mosai, about so much I was saying, for BAAO too. Is it well with the child? And she answered, it is well. And when she came to the man of the Most High to the hill, she caught him by the feet. But Gehazi came near to thrust her away. Get away from him. Just Gehazi. And the man of the Most High said, let her alone, leave her alone, for her soul is vexed within her. The Most High have hid it from me and have not told me. She ain't told me. So the Most High hid it from her and telling me, because she didn't tell him. Then she said, did I desire a son of my power? Did I say, do not deceive me? Did I tell you not to lie to me? Then he said to Gehazi, gird up thy loins and take my staff in thine hand and go thy way. If thou meet any man, salute him not. And if any salute thee, answer him not again. And lay my staff upon the face of the child. He said, go and lay my staff upon the face of the child. As the mother of the child said, as the Most High liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. And he arose and followed her. Gehazi passed on before them and laid the staff upon the face of the child. But there was neither voice nor hearing. Wherefore he went again to meet him, told him, saying, the child is not awake. I'll put the staff on the child. He didn't wake up. And when Elisha was coming to the house, behold, the child was dead and laid upon his bed. He went in therefore and shut the door upon them twain, between them two, and prayed unto the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he went up and lay upon the children. He lay upon the child. He laid his body upon the child and put his mouth upon his mouth. They call that CPR. And his eyes upon his eyes, and his hands upon his hands. And he stretched himself upon the child, and the flesh of the child waxed warm. Then he returned and walked in the house to and fro, and went up and stretched himself upon him. And the child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes. And he said, Gehazi, and said, call this Shunammite. So he called her, and when she was come in unto him, he said, take up thy son. Then she went in and fell at his feet and bowed herself to the ground and took up her son and went out. And Elisha came again to Gilgal, and there was a dearth, meaning a famine in the land, and the sons of the prophets were sitting before him. And he said unto his servant, set on a great pot and siege pottage for the sons of the prophets, feed them, right? Now, chapter 5, when you understand this Gehazi, that's why I say everybody that look like an Edomite or a so-called Caucasian necessarily don't have to be a Caucasian. And this verse here, these chapters, in Second Kings, the 5th chapter, I'm gonna show you something. You can read it for yourself, but Elisha, the man of the Most High, he healed Naaman, who had leprosy. And leprosy is just like this. Your whole body turns just like the bottom palm of your hand or the bottom of your feet. You understand? From this color to that color, right? That's leprosy. So Naaman was healed of his leprosy. Um, so we're gonna read this right quick. And Second King, because of the reason why I want to read this, and in the end you'll see why. It says in Second Kings 5:15. Now Naaman is cured of his leprosy, right? His skin has gone back to his regular flesh, brown skin. And he returned to the man of the Most High. This verse 15, 2 Kings 15, verse in chapter 5. He and all his company and came and stood before him. And he said, behold, now I know that there is no power in all the earth but in Israel, the Most High power of Israel. Now, therefore, I pray thee take a blessing of thy servant. So you want to bless him for allowing, the Most High through Elisha to heal him of his leprosy. But he said, as the Most High liveth before whom I stand, I will receive none. You can't give me no present. You can't give me no reward for what the Most High done. And he urged him to take it, but he refused. You see that? He refused to take it. He wanted to give him presents. He wanted to give him reward for allowing, his body to come back to his pigment and melanin instead of being like this, right? And Naaman said, shall there not then, I pray thee, be given to thy servant 2 mules, burden of earth? For thy servant will henceforth offer neither burnt offering nor sacrifice unto other gods, but unto the Most High. So I ain't honoring no other gods, but to the Most High. And this thing the Most High pardon thy servant, that when my power go up into the house of Rimmon to worship there, and select the Most High, but any name that I say that's against, your laws, that we're not supposed to be calling on these other names of these other gods. And he leaned upon my hand, and I bowed myself in the house of that idol, Remmon. When I bowed down myself in the house of that idol, the Most High pardoned thy servant in this thing. And he said unto him, go in peace. So he departed from him a little way, right? But Gehazi, servant of Elisha, the man of the Most High, that's Elisha, the man of the Most High, not Gehazi, said, behold, my power have spared Naaman this Syrian. So Naaman is a Syrian, and that's where we come from. We come from the brother and the Syrian women. It said, in not receiving at his hands that which he brought. But as the Most High liveth, I will run after him and take somewhat of him. So Gehazi followed after Naaman, right? He said, hey, Elisha wouldn't take what he offered. I'm going to run after him and get it. So Gehazi followed after Naaman. And when Naaman saw him running after him, he lighted down from the chariot to meet him and said, is it all well? Everything okay? And he said, all is well. My power have sent me, saying, behold, even now there be come to me from Mount Ephraim 2 young men of the sons of the prophets. Give them, I pray thee, a talent of silver and 2 changes of garments. You see this? He lying. He lying. Elisha ain't sent him nowhere. Remember what it said? But he gave in verse 20, but Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of the Most High, said, behold, my power, who is Elisha, has spared Naaman the Syrian, and not receiving at his hands that which he brought. But as the Most High liveth, I will run after him and take somewhat of him. I'm gonna run after him and get whatever he got. It's very important. Y'all got to see this. It says, verse 22, and he said, all is well. My power have sent me, saying, now he lying on it, Elisha, behold, even now there become to me from Mount Ephraim 2 young men of the sons of the prophets. Give them, I pray thee, a talent of silver and 2 changes of garments. And Nabal said, be content, take 2 talents. And he urged him and bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags with 2 changes of garments and laid them upon 2 of his servants. And they bare them before him, meaning they carried them. And when he came to the tower, he took them from their hand and bestowed them in the house. So he took them from his servant's hand, Gehazi, he took them from his servant's hand, put them in his house. And he let the men go. You go. And they departed from him, right? But he went in and stood before his power. And Elisha said unto him, whence comest thou, Gehazi? Where you coming from, Gehazi? And he said, thy servant went no whither. I ain't go nowhere. He lied again. I ain't go nowhere. And he said unto him, went not mine heart with thee? Didn't my mind go with you? When the man turned again from his chariot to meet thee, is it time to receive money and to receive garments and olive yards and vineyards and sheep and oxen and men servants and maid servants? The leprosy, therefore, of Naaman shall cleave unto thee. Y'all can hear this. That's why I say a lot of people, they're not necessarily Edomites, they're not Caucasian, because he's saying the leprosy of Naaman, meaning he turned him white, as they call themselves. He turned him like this, like the bottom of your feet. The leprosy of Naaman shall cleave unto thee, and unto thy seed forever. So you're looking at people that look like this are not necessarily Edomites. They are the seed of Gehazi. You hear what it said? The leprosy, therefore, of Naaman shall cleave unto thee, and unto thy seed forever, his lineage forever. And he went out from his presence a leper. How he looked? As white as snow, just like this. He went out from his presence a leper, white as snow. Does something. So it is what it is, you know. So when I'm gonna show you this because it's part of my duty. Like I said, I made a mistake tonight in saying Master. Can you see that? That's what BAAL means. And the elite that publish the Bibles, they know this. You see it right there? That's what it means. All those definitions. And so they take the words they put in the Bible to have us calling on them because they figure that, you know, the Most High is not going to deal with us because they know this. Let me go to Judah 5. You always go to, you can write down Ezekiel 39, 23, and 24. It goes right along with what these heathen nations know, and a heathen nation going to tell their power, the governor that's over them, about us and how we operate and how we be blessed and how we be cursed. Unknown fact. You know this, right? So here we are not knowing in Judah 5, and we're going to start at verse 17. He's telling them about us, you know, being in Egypt and breaking the Most High's laws and then coming back to the Most High and all of that. So listen to this closely because this is what the heathen know. But we don't know because we ain't did enough, you know, analytical thinking to be able to look at what it is, ask questions, what is it that they do know that we don't know, and we should know what they know. Here it is. Judah 5:17. And which they sin not We didn't break the Most High's commandments. Before their power, who was the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, they prospered. See that? Prospered because the Most High that hated iniquity was with them. Hear that? When we kept the laws of the Most High, he was with us. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, which he gave us the covenant, he gave us the laws, statutes, and commandments, and judgments. But when we departed from the way which he appointed us, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. Like the God of this world lied to you. This is what happened to us. We the Israelites. When we departed from the way which the Most High appointed unto us, they, which is us, we the Israelites, were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. That's why when we went into captivity under the Babylonians, Nebuchadnezzar, King Nebuchadnezzar, took us into captivity starting for 70 years. This is what happened. So our temple was destroyed. We went into captivity, and we didn't follow the commandments of the Most High. This is what the Edomites did. In 1 Ezra 4:45. It said, thou also have, this 1 Ezra 4:45. Thou also have vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites, the so-called white man or men, burned when? When Judea, when we the 12 tribes of Israel, mainly Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, was made desolate by who? By the Chaldeans, by the Cushites, the Babylonians, the so-called Ethiopians, which are the people of Nebuchadnezzar. So now he's telling the story. It's another heathen telling the story concerning us, we the Israelites. In Judah 5:18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, when we stopped following the laws, statutes, commandments, as they telling you in these poked up eating preachers telling you in these churches, you ain't under the law, but you're under grace, and grace is only to the saints who are the Israelites. They were destroyed. We were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and the temple of the Most High was cast to the ground. Like we just read about how the Edomites destroyed our temple when we went into captivity under the Babylonians. They destroyed, like we just going through a Feast of Dedication. This is the 6th day of the Feast of Dedication. They destroyed our temple during the Greek Empire. And they destroyed our temple in 70 AD. 3 times they have destroyed our temple. We broke the laws of the Most High. Our temple was cast, the Most High was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies, not by our friends, but by the enemies. It says, but now are they returned to their power. You gotta hear this, because people be like, they talking about salvation and the kingdom and so forth, but now are we the return to the Most High and keeping his laws, statutes, commandments, and are come up from the places where they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country. But it was desolate. I mean, I've been to the city, it's very desolate. And we built it back up. The Most High destroyed it again because we broke the laws of the Most High. We broke the commandments of the Most High as the Israelites. Verse 20, hear this clearly. Now, therefore, since we come back to the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, my power and governor, if there be any error in this people, then what the heathen know, but we don't know this. If we are in error and not keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, and they sin against their power, sin is the transgression of the Most High's laws, let us consider that this, by us sinning against the Most High's laws, breaking his laws, statutes, commandments, transgressing his laws, statutes, commandments, shall be their ruin. You hear that? He said, let us consider that this us breaking the Most High's law, statutes, commandments shall be their ruin. And let us go up, and we shall overcome them. That's why the whole plan is to keep us from the Most High. But y'all have no sense to realize this. The whole plan of them is to not allow us to be able to worship the Most High. But, verse 21, if these are both conditions, there be no iniquity. If we not sinning, we're keeping the laws of the Most High, the commandments of the Most High in their nation. You hear that? In our nation. Let my power now pass by. You better leave them alone. You better leave them alone. We ain't sinning in our nation against the Most High. Let their power, who's the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, defend them. And their power, who's the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, before them. And we become a reproach before all the world. And that's what's going to happen. Understand this. He already got them coming back with a Mashiach Yahushua as part of the 1/3. Understand this. He told us in Deuteronomy 28, 1 and 2. Ain't nothing new under the sun. We just got to know what it is. We got to learn it. We got to live it. And we got to apply it in our life. And you want to have any sense, you want to be in our kingdom, to be listening to what's happening, to be able to change and know that. Everybody got to change. All of us got to change. Deuteronomy 28 and 1, it said, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken, I mean, listen diligently unto the voice of the Most High thy power, your power to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Most High thy power will set thee on high, how high? Above all nations of the earth. That's the kingdom right there. That's the kingdom right there. He gonna set us on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee. It's a condition. If thou shalt hearken, listen unto the voice of the Most High thy power. Come on, blessed I'll be in the city. When we didn't follow what he said, do was cursed in the city. And blessed I'll be in the field. Wherever the field is the world, wherever we are, we're going to be blessed, he said. But look, last book of the Bible, Revelation 14 and 12. Tell me it's not so. Better believe it. Revelation 14 and 12. What does it say? Here is the patience of the saints. You know the saints are the 12 tribes of Israel. Y'all should know how to define that. Psalm 148:14. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of a Mashiach Yahushua. Okay? Keeping the commandments of the Most High and the faith of a Mashiach Yahushua. Not only that, Revelation, the last book of the Bible, Revelation 22 and 14. After you told us about the gates, what does it say? Blessed are they that do his commandments. Gotta do what he say do, y'all. That they may have right to the tree of life. So how you gonna have right to the tree of life and you say that we not under the commandments, we not under the law? And may enter in through the gates into the city. Those gates are only for the 12 tribes of Israel. Revelation 21:12. What are the gates? Here are the gates. And at a great wall, high, and let me go back to verse 1 so you know what it's talking about. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth that we're on right now were passed away. And there was no more sea, right? And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband, right? Right here on this earth. We're going to reign on the earth. It's saying coming down from heaven. I mean, coming down from heaven is right here on this earth, bro. So now verse 12 says, speaking of New Jerusalem, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon. So names are written on these 12 gates, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Now, how come if these gates are for every nation, why doesn't it say on these gates are the names of every nation? It don't say that. It say on these gates, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So we do the math. I can count very well. 3 times 4 is 12. So on the east three gates, so that's three tribes on the east gates. On the north three gates on the north, that's 6 tribes. On the south three gates, on the south, you got 3 tribes that's going to those gates. That's 9. And on the west three gates, that's 12. The last 3 tribes of children of Israel going into those gates, man. That's why he said, you keep the commandments of the Most High in Revelation 22:14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life. The tree of life, man, is planted. It's ready. It's already prepared. That means you have an opportunity to live forever and ever and ever. And may enter in through the gates into the city, them gates we just read about. You don't have no one else's name on it but the 12 tribes of Israel. And an angel over every gate to make sure you ain't going in that gate unless you out of the 12 tribes of Israel, period. Verse 15, for that's without the kingdom, are dogs. I looked up dogs in the New English Bible Dictionary, just in case, you know, we require signs, so we give you this sign right here. It's the New English Bible Dictionary. I'm going to keep bringing it out because we don't listen too well. There's certain things that it can really help our teachings and just following suit. But everybody got their own way of how they figure they can do it. This is what they say. I didn't write this. I didn't bring this out. I'm just looking at what it says. I have different books and different dictionaries and different things to look at to be able to determine what it is that the elite know that we don't know. So I'm looking here. So without the kingdom, first thing it says is dogs. So say dog. In the New English Bible Dictionary, say in the East, dog is used for impure and profane persons and was used by the Jews respecting the Gentiles, right? And give a scripture, Matthew 15:26. It also reads, verse number 5 says, those who are shut out of the kingdom of heaven are also called dogs, given a reference of Revelation 22:15. We didn't write this, but it's giving you the reference of what we just read in Revelation 22:15, right? On account of their vileness, probably a reference to homosexuality. That's what they say in the New English Bible Dictionary, just in case. Fair use. See? New English Bible Dictionary. Inquiring minds. It's not something I'm making up, and let me let you see it for yourself. See here? See right there? There it is. I mean, what can I say? So it should be something that you should inquire, because there's a lot of talk about salvation and being saved and so forth, and the people that want to be saved don't believe they got to keep the commandments for some reason, and all you that's following that, you're gonna be right there without the kingdom. I'm back to Revelation 22:15. I'm just about finished here. Revelation 22:15. But without the kingdom are dogs and sorcerers, witches and whoremongers, and murderers and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Ain't no lies going to the kingdom either. All those different characteristics of people are not going into the kingdom. That's why 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. Well, it's about changing, y'all. That's all. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Know where my was shot? If you're not keeping the commandments of the Most High, you're not going into the kingdom of the Most High. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Hear that? And such was some of you. Let you know we're going to have some of these spirits that are coming in that got to change. Some of you will just like this. Some of us, I might say, will fit right in there. But you are washed. Why I say most people are brain polluted. When you wash, Mashawashai said in St. John 15 and 3, now you are clean through the words that I speak unto you. That's how you wash. You say, but ye are washed, but ye are sanctified, but ye are justified in by Shama Mashawashai and by the spirit of our power. Real for real. Very important that we see this because there's coming a time that we in that we're going to have to give account to the Most High. And it's going to be all laid out. The book's going to be open. It's going to be like, this is what you did. This is how much you cared about me. This is how much you cared about my son. This is how you cared about yourself. This is how you cared about my people. Daniel's 12th chapter, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince was standing for the children of thy people, the 12 tribes of Israel. And there shall be a time of trouble. There'll be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. I mean, saved. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. You hear that? And the Mashawashai told us in Matthew 24, 21. But then shall be great tribulation. Now, Daniel just prophesied, such as was not since the beginning of the world. So we became a nation. To this time, nor ever shall be. That's how bad it's going to be, y'all. And except those days that he's talking about, this trouble, Jacob's trouble should be shortened. And the Most High didn't shorten the day, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. See? Going back to Daniel 12, he said, if your name not written, he said, listen, he said, and at that time, verse 1, thy people who are the 12 tribes of Israel shall be delivered, he said. Gonna be delivered, gonna be saved. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. Understand this. That's what it's all about. For us, that our names be written in that book. And he tell you in Revelation 20 and 15, clearly, break this down. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Going back to Daniel's 12 and 2. And many of them that sleep, any of them that have died, in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. You hear that? Some that have died, they're going to be risen up, and some going to go into everlasting life, and some going to go to shame and everlasting contempt, going to that lake of fire. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever, man. Understand this, man. He said, oh, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. I have a whole breakdown of this whole chapter. I'm gonna bring it out. You know, he said many gonna run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Which it is. I mean, we have the whole perspective of everything. They didn't have the book of Revelation when the apostles lived. When the Mashiach lived, they wasn't in the flesh. They was not, privileged to the books of Revelation 1, the first chapter to the 22nd chapter. It came approximately 90 to 96 AD. We fell in 70 AD. So Revelation came about 20 to 26 years, between 20 and 26 years later. You see? So it's very important that we see this, y'all. Verse 10 said, many shall be purified and made white and tried, meaning made pure. White don't mean we ain't turning white. Made white and tried. But the wicked, but the wicked shall do wickedly. Hear that? The wicked continue to do wickedly. And none of the wicked shall understand. You hear that? But the wise shall understand. That's why when you see the kingdom coming on this earth, salvation coming to the Israelites in Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2, let's say, well, we can read 1. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness in the face of such afflicted who have made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. They shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. Y'all talking about salvation? The other nation's going to be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Remember what he said in Daniel 12 and 10. And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Because the wicked going to continue to do wickedly. You're going to say, hey, they're going to be they're going to be strange at the strangeness of our salvation, so far beyond all they look for, right? I'm going to jump right to the point that I want to get to. In verse 7, we weird ourselves in the way of wickedness. It tells you what they're going to be saying. Our salvation is coming to us. It tell you how the revelation they're going to be looking up. Our enemies are going to be looking up as the chariots going to come and get us, take us up in the skies. He destroyed this place. He said, this is what they're going to be saying. We weird ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction that you see today. Yeah, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. Listen at this closely. But as for the way of the Most High and the way of a Mashiach Yahushai, we have not known it. So he told you. Daniel, many places. I mean, Daniel 12 and 10. He say, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. See this? What they're gonna say, as for the way of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushai, they're gonna say, we have not known it. You can't make them know something that the scripture tell you they ain't gonna know. So let's enjoy ourselves in the new moon, the new month festival, and feast. And I hope I'll see everybody tomorrow. I might be on a little earlier than hopefully 1:30, because we have the last day of the Feast of Dedication tomorrow evening. We'll be on tomorrow evening, most I will, about between 7 and 8 o'clock Pacific time. And so I'll say Krum Abanawa Yahweh, Krum Mashiach Yahweh Shai, and Krum Yashur Allah and Tawada for joining me for this Shabbat, this new month, brand new month. And I'm out. Shalom.